All right, so let's switch gears a little. Many people are still mourning the death of both Carrie Fisher and her mother, Debbie Reynolds, last week. Give us a sense of what you're hearing about the funeral arrangements. What do we know?
Yeah, you know, of course, such a shocking celebrity death to end the year. We actually heard from Carrie's daughter, Billie Lourd, for the first time today.
And she's been very silent.
Very silent.
Yeah.
I mean, can you blame her, though?
No,
I mean, losing your mother and your grandmother in 24 hours. And she wanted to thank people for her strength during a time where she didn't think strength even existed. And what we're finding out today from sources close to the family is that they will be giving the mother and the daughter separate memorial services. Carrie's will be private on Thursday. Debbie's will be a private memorial service in Los Angeles on Friday. Carrie's on Thursday. No word yet on funerals or whether they'll be buried or whether their ashes will be placed anywhere. We're not sure just yet. You know, we're still waiting on autopsy reports to be confirmed about the death of Debbie. So we do know that, you know, their close family and friends are the only ones invited to this very private memorial service. And, you know, they're sending them out in their each way and, you know, their separate loving ways.
Such a sad story.
So interesting that it's going to be private. They were such very public people that they chose to.
And you know, I'm sure there's no word yet that there won't be a public memorial service, you know, down the road. Right now, it's just for very close family and friends.
So this is the Hollywood news that surprised me this week. Who knew Kareem Abdul-Jabaar watches The Bachelor?
And a huge fan.
A huge fan. Apparently, he's come out he's a guest columnist for a Hollywood Reporter, and he said that the show is ruining romance.
He's taking it very personally, too. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but, you know, listen, a lot of people have said, this is the 21st Bachelor, by the way.
Right.
I mean, this show has been on, I
for
think,
a while.
And now Kareem is just coming out and saying it's kind of killing the real definition of romance, the real idea of dating.
Well, he also says, like, Jennifer, that one of the things that bothers him is the lack of diversity and intellectual diversity on the show. In other words, just saying, like, look, this is perhaps what people imagine romance is like, but this is not reality.
Exactly, but I think that's why we like watching the show, right?
I know, you and I know.
I know, and you know,
it's
such a time of like such hard news, especially the way this year ended.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of nice to just put on your remote and, like, you know, tune out for 2 hours of mindless television. But then I will say, you know, besides the shark girl and, you know, the girl that got drunk and passed
she
out on the
actually
couch.
says it's a dolphin, Jennifer.
You're right,
she said it was a dolphin.
I didn't watch. I have no idea what you're talking about. But I think Kareem Abdul-Jabaar should get his own show on romance.
I mean, I think
I would watch that.
I would have loved to have seen him on Jimmy Kimmel last night, giving his thoughts on it. It's amazing.
So the girl yesterday, Rachel from Dallas, who got the first impression rose, she is African American. She's a lawyer. So, you know, I mean, the columnist says that he's bemoaning that it doesn't have that, but first impression rose. Is that the first time in the history of The Bachelor that an African American girl
It
has
is,
received?
and you know what I think last night was actually I think there was 3 African American girls on last night. The first night, that was the first time in the franchise. And from what I'm hearing, I mean, no spoiler alerts. I'm not trying to spoil anything here, but from what I'm hearing, people really are going to like Rachel, and I think she is going to make it far this season. I think Nick really liked her.
Okay.
Good for her. I'm pulling for her.
All right. I like my Madam Secretary, so if I don't watch on Sunday, I'll watch it in the afternoon.
You got to make some room. It's too good to miss.
I love that show. Jen Peros, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.